Bitcoin over time, we can see that Bitcoin has been going through these large parabolic rises, goes through these large cycles. And when I found Bitcoin and when I bought my first Bitcoin was back here in 2013 at the top of this cycle when Bitcoin crossed $1,000.
Pues tenemos que ver a Bitcoin como un ciclo, ¿verdad? La primera vez que yo compré Bitcoin fue justamente en este ciclo, acá, cuando estaba apenas en $1,000.
Now, when I bought my first Bitcoin here, I felt like a genius. I felt like this was the one trade that was going to change everything because I'd already been trading for a few years, but I didn't have the success that I wanted to see. And then I bought Bitcoin here, fully understanding how disruptive it was and the technology that was. And I bought it the wrong time, obviously.
Entonces, cuando yo compré Bitcoin aquí, me sentía como un genio, ¿verdad? En realidad no entendía nada atrás de la tecnología, no entendía lo disruptivo que era Bitcoin, las aplicaciones que él tenía, ¿verdad? Y bueno, vean todo lo que se devaluó básicamente, como explica Picasso.
So after that, I watched the price go all the way down to $166. But along the way of the price falling, this chart right here came across my desk of the emotional cycle of the market. And at that point in time, I realized that I had bought Bitcoin during a euphoric stage in the market and that Bitcoin was going to complete this cycle.
Okay. Después de eso, el Bitcoin bajó desde los $1,000 hasta $166 y luego llegó a mi escritorio esta imagen y me di cuenta de que compré el Bitcoin en una zona eufórica de este ciclo.
Now, understanding that is what was happening, I invested heavily into Bitcoin here, and really investing in Bitcoin, it changed my life in two ways. It changed my life because it was a very smart investment that changed my life financially, but it also helped me learn how to trade. It showed me everything that I was doing wrong in all of my trading before that.
Entonces, cuando entendí esto en el ciclo, en esta parte de abajo, invertí fuertemente en el Bitcoin y el Bitcoin me cambió la vida, pues justamente porque me mostró todos los errores que estaba haciendo en mi trading.
So when we look at Bitcoin, Bitcoin is not the only market that does this. This chart was not made for Bitcoin. It was made for stocks. But I had enough experience trading that I realized that this structure was in the market everywhere. And it had also been in the market for Bitcoin previously back in 2011. Bitcoin had an earlier emotional cycle.
Entonces, esta imagen no fue creada específicamente para Bitcoin, fue creada para todos los mercados, como por ejemplo el mercado de acciones. Pero si notan, también podemos ver que este mismo ciclo también se dio en el 2011.
So I realized that this is the cycle, this is the tide that basically runs the markets. And when you look at this is a cycle of loss. And even the brokers are telling us statistically that 76% of people are losing. So I realized that the markets are really just a cycle of loss. And to understand where to win, you have to understand where the loss is occurring in the market.
Entonces, inclusive podemos ver que hasta los brokers nos están diciendo que el 76%, una estadística de las personas, 76% de las personas pierde en el mercado, ¿verdad? Impresionante.
So understanding this, I realized that Bitcoin was creating these larger emotional cycles, but this was what was happening in the financial market perspective. In the arena of people trading and exchanging money, the market's going through large parabolic gains and then large retraces where the majority are losing.
Entonces podemos ver que el mercado siempre está creando estos ciclos largos del mercado, en los cuales se mueve fuertemente para la alza, luego también fuerte hacia la baja, en donde la mayoría de las personas está perdiendo.
And the thing is that Bitcoin, after those cycles complete, it reaccumulates and it creates another larger cycle. And then it reaccumulates again and then creates another larger cycle again. So Bitcoin has been creating this emotional cycle in the market every few years.
Entonces podemos ver que cada vez que se genera un ciclo, básicamente el mercado hace una acumulación, luego vuelve a crear un nuevo ciclo más grande, luego a generar una acumulación y lo hace esto cada ciertos años.
Now, although other markets create this market cycle, Bitcoin is the only market that has created such parabolic gains and this cycle over and over and over, and it moves in a way that is illogical in when you think about what price should be. Like it doesn't, it moves outside of boundaries that other financial markets would stay within.
¿Ok? Entonces, aún así que otros mercados también se generan estos ciclos emocionales, podemos ver que Bitcoin es el que lo está creando de manera más fuerte, ¿verdad? En este mercado. Bro, can you repeat the last part again? Because my connection was like cutting a little bit.
Yeah, the Bitcoin, it other markets trade within certain parameters, and Bitcoin doesn't. Bitcoin just does things illogical.
Ok. Entonces, él justamente explicaba que otros mercados se mueven con parámetros, con ciertos parámetros, pero Bitcoin hace movimientos ilógicos. Básicamente, no tiene límites.
And that's because when we really look at Bitcoin over time in the financial market perspective, we're seeing one after another these cycles that just get bigger and bigger. But when we look at Bitcoin in the logarithmic perspective, we can see that Bitcoin has been the highest performing asset class in the last 10 years.
¿Ok? Entonces, cuando vemos Bitcoin aquí en la gráfica logarítmica, podemos ver que Bitcoin ha sido el activo financiero de mayor retorno en toda la historia.
And we can see here's those cycles, here to here, here to here, here to here. So in this perspective, we can see that although the market is creating these cycles over time, it's actually trending up and putting in higher lows. So when we look at it in this perspective, we have to think what makes Bitcoin different from other financial markets.
Entonces, podemos ver aquí toda la historia como Bitcoin ha venido haciendo impulsos, retrocesos, impulsos, retrocesos. Lo más importante es entender que ha venido creando bajos más altos, lo cual confirma que ha venido creciendo siempre en la historia.
So the idea here is that to really understand how to trade Bitcoin, you have to know what it's capable of and what it's doing and how it trades. So in comparison, when we look at this chart here, this is a logarithmic graph of other technologies and their adoption rate.
Entonces, aquí la idea es entender Bitcoin, cómo se hace trading con Bitcoin y de lo que es capaz de hacer. En esta imagen vemos acá la adopción de la tecnología en el tiempo.
So what we're looking at with Bitcoin in the logarithmic graph is actually the adoption and the growth of the Bitcoin network. So for the first time ever in history, we are witnessing the growth and adoption of a technology, and there is a price tag directly related to that growth.
Lo que vemos acá en la gráfica logarítmica de Bitcoin es la adopción del Bitcoin en toda esta historia, ¿verdad? Y también con un precio, ¿verdad? Apegado a la gráfica.
So to really understand how to trade this, you have to know what it's capable of here, and the fact that every time that Bitcoin goes through a large wave of adoption and growth, and the network grows and Bitcoin becomes more popular, the price of Bitcoin is going to go up naturally because there's only so many Bitcoins. There's a limited amount.
Entonces, cada vez que el Bitcoin se hace más y más y más popular, ¿verdad? Pues más gente lo empieza a adoptar, y entre más gente lo empieza a adoptar, más empieza a valer el precio del Bitcoin, porque existe una cantidad finita de Bitcoin, solo existe una cantidad de Bitcoin acá.
So we have an opportunity here to not only invest in Bitcoin for the future, but to also trade what has been the highest performing and most volatile asset ever in existence.
Entonces tenemos la oportunidad de no solo comprar Bitcoin, sino también pues invertir en una de las mejores activos que se ha visto acá en la historia, ¿verdad?
So excuse me. To trade Bitcoin, okay, it's really important to understand where it is in its cycle. Okay, to understand how Bitcoin moves, we know that as it goes through its waves of adoption and growth, it creates these emotional cycles. So to know how to trade it, you want to be able to identify where you're at in the cycle to know what kind of environment that we're even trading in.
O sea, al invertir en Bitcoin es importante entender en qué parte del ciclo está. Es importante entender el ambiente en el que Bitcoin está situado en ese momento.
Look at here, actually I have a really good breakdown of it in Picasso's brain. So as Bitcoin is creating this emotional cycle, okay, here is the last cycle. The market gets to a point of growth where it starts to go down, and even though Bitcoin's being adopted and the network is growing, people are losing money because they chase the price too high.
Entonces, como podemos ver, este fue el último ciclo emocional. Entonces, mientras la gente empieza a entrar en el mercado, la gente empieza a perseguir el precio, pero están entrando en un momento equivocado porque el precio está muy alto.
So when we look at what's happening with Bitcoin now, this is from last month, but we can see that we're actually now a little bit closer to this peak of optimism. We put more work in here actually on the chart. If we look on the daily, and we're holding on to this 58 to 60,000 zone now.
Entonces, si vemos en esta zona que estamos en este momento, estamos entrando por la parte del optimismo, hemos puesto un poquito más de trabajo, la gráfica se ha movido un poquito más, ¿verdad? Pero vemos que ha mantenido una resistencia entre la zona de 58,000 y los $60,000.
Now what we're looking at here is current price at 2021 in comparison to 2017. And you can see that there's, if everything plays out the way I think here, that this is going to continue towards levels of belief, thrill, and euphoria over the next few months.
Entonces, lo que estamos viendo es la comparación del ciclo emocional que se dio en el 2017 con el precio actual en el 2021. Y si se mueve de la manera que él está esperando, ¿verdad? Básicamente vamos a estar viendo los movimientos de emoción, ¿verdad? Y euforia en los próximos días, próximos momentos.
Now, it's really important to understand no matter what happens with the coins that you're trading or the news about a coin, the market will always gravitate back towards this cycle. This is the tide that runs the market.
Entonces, no importa cuáles son las noticias que están viendo con el mercado, las circunstancias del mercado, el mercado siempre se va a pegar a este ciclo emocional.
And that's because the market is geared towards loss for the majority. We can see that statistically. So we want to know where we're at in the cycle and how we should be looking at trading the market. It's very important to understand that the emotions, I want to tell people this now because in the next 2-3 months, the emotions in the market could get very, very strong during thrilling euphoria. And there will be at prices where people, get caught in those emotions and forget to sell and buy more and, feed into the cycle.
Es muy importante entender que para la mayoría de personas el mercado actúa hacia la pérdida. La mayoría de personas quedan atrapadas en la pérdida del mercado. Y para los próximos momentos podemos estar viendo emociones muy, muy fuertes en el mercado y las personas pueden quedar atrapadas en esas emociones y no salen del mercado.
Sí, exactly. So, when we look at what's going on now with Bitcoin, we should be getting ready to leave this zone and actually go higher over the course of the next few months. So this is why we're still looking to buy this market for our trades and not yet looking to sell.
Can you repeat that again? Sorry, it's cutting up.
Okay. I said, so it looks like we should be moving past 60,000 soon. So we're expecting a large move here over the next few months, which is why we're still looking for trading this to the upside.
Ok, entonces para los próximos meses está esperando un movimiento fuerte a la alza, ok, justamente aquí en la gráfica del Bitcoin.
So really to understand how to trade Bitcoin, the idea that I have realized is that to find the winning trades, you really have to know where the majority are actually going to lose.
Entonces, para entender cómo invertir en Bitcoin y entrar en esos trades ganadores, tenemos que entender dónde es que la gran mayoría de personas está perdiendo.
So for example, I'm looking for an entry on Bitcoin in this zone. But I would really like to see these lows get taken out and the price to come down here for me to buy. Because if the price comes down here, then everybody that bought here and all the sellers in here would lose if the price goes back up. So this is the optimal entry. And sometimes you have to be patient and wait for the entries or take the next best move that the market gives you.
Entonces, por ejemplo, acá yo estoy esperando un movimiento en Bitcoin hacia la compra. Podríamos estar viendo un movimiento a la baja, como pueden notar ahí, ¿verdad? Donde la gran mayoría estaría perdiendo y sería una entrada óptima para entrar ahí a la compra.
So really, when we're trading Bitcoin, every dollar that Bitcoin moves is a pip. So in the leveraged environment, Bitcoin has become one of the most profitable markets to trade.
Entonces, cuando hacemos trading de Bitcoin, cada dólar que se mueve es un pip en Bitcoin. Entonces, Bitcoin se ha convertido en uno de los mercados más, con más ganancia en este momento para invertir.
So well, the way that Bitcoin moves is that Bitcoin, just like all markets, but Bitcoin is always making an impulse and retrace, an impulse and retrace. These impulses and retrace are also little mini cycles of fear and greed within the market that create loss in every time frame.
Entonces, de la manera que Bitcoin se mueve, Bitcoin siempre está haciendo impulsos y retrocesos, impulsos y los retrocesos. Estos impulsos y retrocesos son pequeños ciclos emocionales que se van creando en la gráfica.
So we always have to remember when we're trading to always look for the loss, to always look for buying the fear or selling the greed. We never want to chase the price in either direction. We don't want to if I'm looking to buy, I don't want to buy it when it's green. I want to buy it when it's red. If I'm looking to sell, I want to sell it when it's green, and I don't want to sell it when it's already red, if that makes sense.
Okay. Entonces, cuando estamos invirtiendo en Bitcoin, tenemos que comprar el miedo y vender la codicia. No quiero entrar en compra cuando el mercado está en verde, quiero entrar cuando está en rojo a comprar. No quiero entrar en una venta cuando el mercado está en verde, más bien quiero entrar, en rojo, quiero entrar en una venta más bien cuando está en verde.
So when we're trading Bitcoin, we're always looking for the same things in this uptrend. We're always looking for places to either buy the fear for the entries for the larger moves, or to buy with the momentum on the break and the pullback for the continuation of trend.
Entonces, cuando compramos Bitcoin, hay que comprar en el miedo, ¿verdad? Esperar el momentum y el quiebre para poder entrar en compras.
Or we're looking for a break to go higher. So when we're looking for entries on the market, I feel like the best tool in this current environment, I feel like the tool that is going to be the most successful to catch trades every day is going to be the scalper. Because now the scalper, with you guys running the markups, it really is helping people identify exactly where to jump in the market on an everyday basis.
Otra de las cosas que podría esperar es ver el rompimiento, ¿verdad? Y poder entrar en Bitcoin, pero otra de las formas que tú puedes utilizar si verdaderamente quieres estar tomando entradas todos los días es utilizar el scalper.
Because what we're doing with Swipecoin is I'm giving about 2 big swing trades a week, but the scalper is calling trades every day, whereas Nick is calling trades for XRP every day. There's more, like, my trading style is I'm looking for the position for the large swing, the thousands of pip moves. And on the everyday entries, we're also giving the entries through the scalper.
Entonces, lo que estamos haciendo en Swipecoin es que, PICASSO está buscando los movimientos más grandes, ¿verdad? Esos biggest, los swings grandes, ¿no? Y Nick está enviando entradas con XRP, ¿verdad? También por medio de Swipecoin. Pero las entradas del día al día también las estamos marcando en el scalper.
Because you don't want to always, or the entry for the swing trade isn't always there. So you want to be able to take the advantage of the profits when you have them on the daily basis with the scalper. So
Porque las
entry for the
entradas
swing,
de los swings no siempre...
go ahead.
Sorry, bro, it's cutting again. Can
Oh,
you
it's
repeat
okay.
that? Sorry. Don't worry,
No, I was
bro.
saying the entries for the swings don't come very often, because what we'll find is that when we look at the market,
Ujú. Ok, got it, got it.
when we
Entonces,
look,
las entradas en swing no siempre se van a dar todos los días. Entonces, por esa razón, hay que utilizar el scalper.
exactly. So that's the tool that we're going to focus on the most, because here we're getting opportunities every couple hours, or at least a couple, a day or a week here. Now this is very, very simple to use. We've made this even simpler now with the markups from the master traders.
Ujú. Entonces, esto es una herramienta muy simple de utilizar, y de hecho ahora la hemos hecho todavía más simple con estas marcas que hacemos para ustedes, ¿verdad? Con los master traders.
So we would have the 3 original rules of changing from the candlestick to the line chart, and looking for the break in the close of the structure, and where price is in relationship to the moving average. Those 2 first steps are already done for you by having this markup here, by having these notes here and these levels here. The first 2 steps are done for you. So it should be that much easier for people to interpret these setups.
Entonces, los 3 pasos originales, ¿verdad? Básicamente es cambiar de velas a líneas, esperar el rompimiento o quiebre de la estructura, y por último, la relación de la gráfica con el movimiento promedio. Pero ahora, con estas marcas que estamos dejando en el scalper para ustedes, los 2 pasos primeros ya básicamente están hechos, así que esto debería ser todavía más sencillo para ustedes ahora.
But it's still good for you to change from to the line chart and to understand where these levels come from. If I pull this line back even further, you'll see that it was also a support level here and a resistance level here. So the market is always like flipping points of reference from support into resistance. And we see that much clearer when we illustrate it through the line chart.
Entonces, ese mismo punto que ustedes están viendo tiene un tipo de relación en el pasado. Como pueden ver justamente ahí en el primer circulito que dibujó Picasso, eso era un soporte anterior, y justamente en el segundo circulito tenemos una resistencia. El mercado siempre está cambiando de niveles de soporte a resistencia.
And with this strategy, we've made it very easy to identify those levels, and also the algorithm is calling the point where the market could potentially break out. So when you're combining the 2 things together now, with the master traders giving you the key levels and the algorithm telling you when to look at the chart, it's positioning you right before the market breaks out for hundreds of pips, if not thousands of pips.
Entonces, justamente lo que estamos haciendo acá es encontrando esos niveles de soporte y resistencia. Además, el algoritmo te está mostrando el nivel donde justamente se puede dar el rompimiento o quiebre, ¿verdad? Y lo que estamos haciendo es adelantarnos a esos movimientos con el scalper.
So the strategy that
It
I
cut
would
off
say,
in the last time, but I think I understood the idea. So.
what's that? I didn't hear you. Sorry.
No, I said that it cut off in the last part, but I understood the idea.
Yeah, that this is a very powerful tool now. We're making it even easier to use. Like the market is always going through places where it's impulsing in one direction, impulsing the other. The waves of the fear and greed on the intraday. This is putting us right before potential breakouts, and then clearly identifying the levels now that we need to observe.
Okay. So justamente esa es una herramienta muy poderosa. Nos está poniendo en los movimientos donde el mercado está impulsando. Básicamente, inclusive en la gráfica intradía vemos esos pequeños movimientos de miedo y de codicia, ¿verdad? Acá en la gráfica también.
But the beautiful thing with Bitcoin is those moves aren't little moves. They're not 10 to 15 pip moves or 20 pip moves. They're hundreds of pips, if not 1,000 pips. So we have an opportunity here to use this tool to jump in the market with the momentum, and literally scalp out or use a day trade for hundreds of pips, about, I would say even 10 times more than you would get out of Forex, you can get with this tool.
Definitely, yes. Lo bonito de Bitcoin es que cuando estás haciendo scalping, en vez de estar atrapando 10, 20 pips, ¿verdad? Puedes estar atrapando cientos de pips, ¿verdad? Inclusive hasta 10 veces más lo que podría estar haciendo un mercado de Forex.
So what I would, the strategy that I would recommend to use with this is, since we're getting at least 300 to 500 pips on most of these moves, I would keep it at a stop loss of 100 and 150 pips and look for 300, 600, 800 pips.
Okay. Entonces, la estrategia que yo les recomendaría utilizar esta herramienta, ¿verdad? Como hemos visto movimientos inclusive de 300, 500 pips con cada confirmación, les recomiendo colocar un stop loss de 150 pips e ir por unos 300, 600 y luego 800 pips en la ganancia.
And the same way that we've always taught the strategy, as soon as you hit take profit 1, you move your stop loss to break even for the rest of the orders. So you pull initial profit off of your first order, and then your second and third orders you let run to target with a stop loss at break even.
Entonces, como siempre hemos visto, la estrategia, una vez llegas al take profit 1, mueves tu stop loss al break even, ¿ok? Luego dejas una segunda orden por el TP2 y la tercera orden podría dejarla abierta corriendo.
And what I found is that 150 pips is a pretty good stop loss to have on most of these, because the market has already chosen its direction and the momentum is already ready to push the market. So when you take these trades, you'll find that when they stick, you're already on the right side of the trade. So you're already going with the flow of the market.
Entonces, lo que estuvimos viendo justamente aquí es que los 150 pips es un buen parámetro. Can you repeat the last part again, bro? It's cutting. I think it's my connection. I'm sorry, bro.
It's okay. That when you enter these trades, when the good ones come and they verify, that you'll find that you're already going with the flow of the market because the momentum is there.
Okay, cuando encuentras estas posiciones, ¿verdad? En el scalper, es un buen momento para entrar porque el momentum ya está ahí en la posición.
Yeah. So between this tool and the tools that we have, are the ideas that are coming through here on the Swipecoin app, we can trade whether it's XRP, Ethereum, Bitcoin, and even these altcoins that Kurt is sending through. We can trade all of these. I mean, this is all Latin America here, so you guys can all trade on Binance. So all of these coins we can trade on Binance. We don't have to be trading on MetaTrader 4.
Entonces, entre todas estas ideas, ¿verdad? Que están enviando en MT4, ¿verdad? Ya sea Ethereum, Bitcoin, XRP, inclusive las altcoins que están enviando Kurt, ¿verdad? Todas esas que están viendo acá, se pueden utilizar en Binance para ustedes que están en América aquí.
Yeah. So I would say that that's probably for you guys, that's probably the best place to use this tool, to use the scalper, because for two reasons. There's going to be no spread with the brokers, and most of these trades are going with the momentum of the market, and you can take profit quick within a couple hours, where you can probably get in and out before funding fees or before any stuff like that, you know.
Entonces, para mí, creo que para ustedes sería la mejor forma de ejecutar ahí, ya que no van a tener spreads como los brokers, y además que pueden tomar ganancias rápidamente durante el día, ¿verdad? Antes de que te cobren comisiones de fondeo y demás.
Yeah. Because even using Binance, you can start seeing a lot of fees if you're not executing properly. But with this tool, you can get in and out of the market quick because the momentum is already there. Like, that's really the point that I'm trying to make, is that the power of that this is telling you, hey, the market could be potentially breaking out right now. Here's the level. It really is telling you, like, all right, get ready. We're about to go for a quick profit.
Okay. Entonces, I'm sorry, bro. I'm talking to Juan Diego to see if he can cover me, because apparently it's my internet that is bad, so people is not like understanding properly. So, Juan Diego, ¿me puedes cubrir tú ahí si la conexión está muy mala?
No, bro, o sea, si te entiende, nada más cuando vos no escuchás.
Ah, okay. All right. Just real quick, bro. Can you repeat that again? I'm sorry, I was talking to Juan Diego.
Oh, it's okay. No, I was saying that this is a good tool to use if you don't want to, pay many fees in your trades, because the momentum is already there with the market.
Yes.
And that's pretty powerful to be able to like come into the market and know that, all right, if this level confirms, we're going to be able to just catch some quick profits and maybe be done for the day.
Yes. Entonces es una buena herramienta para hacer trading si inclusive no quieres pagar tantas comisiones, ¿verdad? Porque ya el momentum va a estar ahí cuando tú estás entrando para atrapar el movimiento.
Yeah. So for using I would say to use the scalper would be, this is like, I'm really trying to get people to use the scalper more, because Bitcoin's not giving us those really good swing trade opportunities all the time. And we don't want to hold the trades for too long because the market's so volatile. So we want to really tune into this tool because it's giving us more opportunity with clarity to take profit faster.
Entonces estamos queriendo que las personas utilicen cada vez más el scalper porque no siempre están las confirmaciones para tomar los swings. En cambio, con el scalper se pueden tomar muchísimas más entradas, ¿verdad?
Yeah. So this is I would say this is extremely easy to use, especially now. I don't think that there's any adjustments that would need to be made to it at this point. That we have it pretty dialed in. The other thing I would say is that if you guys are not on the DCX Go Live sessions, I mean, my session, if you guys can understand me in English, but definitely check out all of our Spanish educators on DCX.
Okay. Otra cosa que les puedo decir es que se apeguen también a las sesiones de Go Live. Si pueden entender inglés, conéctense a mis sesiones. Pero si no entienden inglés, ¿verdad? Apéguense a todos los educadores de español que tenemos en DCX.
Yeah, definitely growing out our team here to to be able to continually educate you guys. Like, my idea is to, through my sessions, turn you guys into master traders, and along the way continue to develop products and give ideas to give the best trade setups.
Entonces cada vez el equipo está en crecimiento, ¿verdad? Y nuestro objetivo es construirlos a ustedes en master traders y crear más productos también acá dentro de DCX.
The biggest thing I would say to take home from the little session today is that we don't ever want to chase the market. We want to be extremely patient when we trade cryptocurrency. And we always want to try to buy that fear and to sell the greed. Remember to take profits, but always, like, when you feel like the price is going up, don't chase it. Just wait. If you feel like the price is going down and you're tempted to get out and sell because you're scared, just wait. There'll be a better price within a few days.
Okay. Lo más importante para llevarnos a casa de esta pequeña sesión es que nunca debemos perseguir el mercado. Siempre recordar que debemos comprar, ¿verdad? El miedo y vender la codicia, ¿verdad? Y que si estás asustado, recuerda que siempre va a haber un mejor momento para volver a entrar al mercado.
Yeah, it's extremely important. Like, most people are failing because they're having emotional responses to the market. Sometimes the hardest thing in trading is not taking the trade, honestly, not taking a bad trade. Sometimes the best trade is no trade, and you have to be able to understand when to not actually take the trade. So understanding what not to do is important. So don't respond to the market with these emotions.
Entonces, la gran mayoría de personas está perdiendo porque está teniendo reacciones emocionales en el mercado. Algunas veces el mejor trade es no tomar ningún trade. También debemos entender, ¿verdad?, qué es lo que no debemos hacer para ser exitosos dentro de este mercado.
So let's jump over and see if anybody has any questions and kind of maybe answer some more specific things.
Definitely, bro. Okay. Chicos, vamos a ver si algunos de ustedes tienen alguna pregunta, ¿ok? Para aprovechar aquí que tenemos a Picasso el día de hoy. Déjenme ver. Yeah, some people complaining about my connection. I'm sorry, guys. Perdón.
I hear you fine, bro.
Yeah, weird, man. It was cutting sometimes for me when I was listening to you. And it appeared sometimes in my MacBook here, bad connection. So it was mine, definitely. I'm checking the questions right now.
Yeah, let's find the best three questions, bro. The best three questions.
Okay, I'm reading. Says, okay. I'm still reading. Okay, someone is asking here, what price do you think Bitcoin is gonna reach in the next euphoria phase of the emotional market cycle?
I think that we may get 2 cycles this time. Like this. Let me go here real quick. So since we're moving really fast, I kind of think that, all right, let's start with this, that Bitcoin has made these emotional cycles over and over. And a lot of the times we compare what happened with Bitcoin with the last cycle. But if we really go back and we look at 2013, where I bought my first Bitcoin, this is where I bought my first Bitcoin. There was a littler cycle back here. So I kind of feel like if we run this fast, that we may do something where we run up to maybe like 150 and then slam right back down to 35 and wipe people out, and then go to like 600 later. But I think that we may do something like this, just like here.
That's the little cycle you're talking about?
Yeah, bro. Like, I'll just explain it to you, and then you can kind of summarize it instead of me stopping sentence per sentence. But yeah, like I feel like how, let me get this out of here. I feel like how in 2013 we had two cycles. I feel like we could see, because 2013 went like this and then went like that, we could do something like this, like here and then like that. So we could go to 150 and then back to 35 and really have people lose, and then gear up again and go to like 600.
So it's 150, then 35, and then 600K?
Those are the numbers I'm looking at right now. 150 and then back to 35 and then up to like 6, like basically this structure that we see here. Let me look at it in logarithmic.
Well, I might just explain to them, okay, this thing.
Yeah, go for it.
Ok, entonces chicos, la pregunta fue, ¿hasta qué precio cree que el Bitcoin llegue en la próxima etapa de euforia? Entonces nos estaba explicando que él cree que pueden haber 2 ciclos en esta fase, ¿ok? Justamente como se dio en el ciclo emocional del 2013, que justamente en el 2013 se dio un pequeño ciclo antes del ciclo grande, ¿ok? Entonces se dio un pequeño ciclo, que en este caso, ese pequeño ciclo lo estamos esperando del precio actual a los 150,000, luego volviendo otra vez a los 35,000 para sacar a todas las personas, y a partir de esos 35,000, una nueva corrida en el ciclo a 600,000, que sería el ciclo grande que estaríamos esperando en realidad. That was a good question actually from the audience, man.
I have another one, a good one. What are your top 3 altcoins?
Oh, that's a good one.
Top 3 altcoins I would say would be Ethereum and EOS, and probably, I would have to choose like I don't really trade altcoins so much anymore, and I know that they're all going to create this cycle. So I hold on to Ethereum because I think Ethereum will always be good and everything's built in that direction. I hold on to EOS because I'm building on EOS, and it's a smart contract coin, and we're heading into smart contract like futures. So I feel like most coins are, I would say, okay, if I throw another one in there, I would say I would hold, speculatively, I would hold OMI long term.
OMI.
Long term, because they're building out on like a lot of infrastructure, and there's a lot of like culture there, but that doesn't mean it's not going to run a cycle like this though, you know?
Right. Entonces ahí la pregunta fue, ¿cuáles son los top 3 altcoins, verdad, de Picasso? Nos está diciendo número 1, Ethereum, ¿verdad? Porque básicamente está ahorita en una corrida en la que siempre va a estar alcista igual, cumpliendo los ciclos. También EOS, ¿verdad? Que también está en el ambiente de contratos inteligentes y todo ahora en este momento se está pues moviendo al mundo de los contratos inteligentes, ¿verdad? En blockchain. Entonces, además que está construyendo en EOS, ¿verdad? Son plataformas que está utilizando para construir. Y la última fue un poco difícil de escoger, pero nos dijo OMI también por el proyecto detrás, pues que tiene OMI. Entonces, pues también OMI es una de los top 3 altcoins. All right. That was a good one also. Let's find the last one. Juan Diego, ¿tienes alguna ahí que hayas leído? Okay. I found a good one, but I'm still reading to see if I find another one because I already know the answer to that one. So want to know another one. So all right. Well, I'm gonna pick this one anyways. Okay. This guy is asking when. Oh wait, okay. I found a good one. Well, he was asking when to sell your Bitcoin in the next well in this emotional market cycle, right? But when to sell to or freeze your Bitcoin, right? But this other one is asking that I find a good one also. He says, what are your 3 advices to be a successful trader with Swipecoin?
Three advices to be successful trader with Swipecoin.
Yeah, with Swipecoin, yeah.
Okay. Don't just jump into the trade, analyze the trade a little bit, right? Wait for confirmation if you're using the scalper, and be patient. Be patient. A lot of people will kind of just like rush it, and sometimes it's set it and forget it, copy and paste. Like, hey, here's the trade set up, copy, paste, profit. Other times the market's choppy, it has to confirm, you know, before it actually plays out. So I would say, you know, be patient and wait for verification, and don't over leverage yourself ever.
Okay. Good. Entonces, la última pregunta fue, ¿cuáles son tus 3 consejos para ser exitoso, un trader exitoso con Swipecoin? Entonces, número 1, dijo, no solo te metas a los trades, sino que analiza un poco la gráfica. Número 2, busca confirmaciones. Estás usando el scalper, no solo te metas al trade y ya, también busca confirmaciones. Y por último, también sé paciente. Tienes que tener paciencia, ¿verdad? Algunas veces, pues sí es cierto que nada más haces copiar y pegar y ya, y te olvidas del trade, ¿verdad? Pero también tienes que tener paciencia. Y nos dijo también que no te sobreapalanques, que no hagas sobre riesgo de tu cuenta, ¿verdad? Y ya son los increíbles consejos, la verdad, también para ser exitoso con Swipecoin. All right, bro, I think this is all. I don't know if you have anything else to add to the call.
No, I would just say to everybody, you know, when the time comes to take profit, don't forget to take profit.
Facts.
And,
okay.
and don't keep buying more.
Okay. Entonces, último consejo que dijo Picasso, cuando el momento llegue de tomar ganancias, ¿verdad? Toma las ganancias y no sigas comprando más. No sigas comprando más. All right. So, bro, thank you so much for your time. You gave us like pretty much 1 hour of value here. It never gets old. Looking at the emotional market cycle over and over and over again. So we're really grateful for that. So grateful for your time. Chicos, esto fue la masterclass del día de hoy. Pongámosle muchos 7 de abundancia. Drop some 7s of abundance and gratefulness for Picasso in the chat box. Thank you very much, bro.
Picasso, thank you, my man.
Amazing session.
Thank you, Paul.
See you guys. Bye-bye.
All right, mi gente. Nos vemos en la próxima sesión de Criptomaníacos. Ya lo saben, todos los jueves con un invitado especial. Feliz, agradecido. Dejen un 7. taguea Crypto Picasso. Y bueno, la verdad es que es un placer para mí estar llevando esto. La próxima semana tenemos invitados súper especial, a seguir conectados, a seguir estudiando y a seguir formando parte de esta hermosísima academia, despertando a latinos, despertando personas por todo el mundo en esta información financiera. Muy buenas noches a todos y pura vida.